You have Watson at fullback, Hudson and Shaposky are on the wings, with Toshak and Egar in the centres, Mule at 5'8", and Anting is the half. In the forwards, we have Wilson, Bickerstaff and Prothero in the second row. Front row is O'Brien and Retchless, and the hooker is Craig Teven and captain, coached by Steve Bleakley. Sydney City, we have Cleary at fullback, Ellsgood and Burke on the wings. We have Riggin and Gaffey in the centres, and we have Walker at 5'8". The half is Nathan Wood. The forwards, we have Duckworth, Ricketson and Barnhill in the second row, Lowry and Hermanson at front row, and hooker and captain is Sean Gull.
And Phil Gould, the coach there, Trevor, can you tip an upset?
Well, mate, I am. I mean, I'm not talking through my heart here, but I think the Crushers are a big chance, mate. I know they've trained well and they're very confident.
You have got a big heart. They've always known that in Queensland. I've got to go for a Roosters victory. The Crushers have shown that they can compete for 60 minutes to beat the Roosters. It's got to be a full 80. So for this round 12 ARL clash, we go to Ray Warren.
Thank you, Peter. Craig Teven, captain of the South Queensland Crushers, takes them out in front of a very disappointing Friday night crowd. Start of the second competition round, really, round 12. They played back in round 1 with that big victory going to Sydney City. But there's a very strong thought here in Brisbane that the Crushers can win their second match of the season tonight. Weather conditions in Brisbane much better than Sydney, but this city still covered with a blanket of cloud. Sydney City, both Trevor and Peter have pointed out the predicament that they have, but a test of depth for them tonight. And Sean Garlick, not unfamiliar in the captain's jersey, takes the Sydney City side out. Quarter-final, semi-final, and hopefully grand final bound. Luke Ricketson, one of their big guns, and tonight players like him and Andrew Walker, Ivan Cleary are going to need to lift, and so too is David Barnhill. With the likes of Singh and Lamb and Fittler not there. And playing away from home, they're going to have to put in a little bit extra, I suppose, and Phil Gould takes up, or tries to take up his seat. Those big shoulders of Phil's, they wouldn't quite get under the chain. Sean Hampstead is the man with the whistle. So we're underway. Friday night football, Optus Cup. Round 12 match, split round coming into the State of Origin on Wednesday. And Jason Lowry, 18 metres away from Sydney City's line, and here's his partner in crime, Hermanson. They come towards a very wide blindside with Garlick. It fell apart. Third tackle gone. We're on the fourth now with David Barnhill. Met and held and eventually put down by Retchless, formerly with the Broncos outfit on the other side of town. And now for Dave Watson, the Kiwi. He came back from England and played with Cronulla. And he's out to almost the 20-metre line here at Suncorp Stadium with the wing three-quarter and goal kicker Clinton Shivskoski.
I'm looking forward to the battle in the front row as one of those takes it forward, still Retchless. And Clinton O'Brien, big job tonight to take on Hermanson and Lowry. And of course, both captains in the hooking role, Garlick and Teven. Very important that they can get some dummy half momentum with their service and their running.
A couple of former Sydney City players in the ranks of the Crushers. Prothero for one, O'Brien for another. As the halfback, Antonic, sends it down in the direction of Cleary, and Cleary picked up in cover by a good chase from the number 4, but then they give away a penalty, so the good work was undone by Nigel Gaffey.
Well, Rabs, mate, the Crushers, I think, have started quite well, actually. Give it a penalty way there to let the pressure off, but, mate, Sydney City consolidated there quite well and got a penalty, and hopefully they can, make some good yards on their behalf, but hopefully the Crushers, mate, can keep on going.
Here's Hermanson driving it ahead. 3 things in life I think I've wanted to do: have a drink with Duncan, live next door to Alice, and work next to Trevor Gilmeister. Can we call you Gilly?
No, mate, you've got to call him Gilmister. After 10
right.
years, he's finally told us.
Get it right, you blokes.
Well, I know I've been wrong for 10 years.
Gaffey playing against his old club tonight. Hermanson looking to put it out the back.
She's a good sort, Alice, is she, right?
Walker now. Drifting across to the right. Putting the back rower forward. Sydney City, they're going to put it under the uprights. Cleary goes in. Duckworth handled. But Cleary goes in. Oh, dear. That's an ominous sign. They opened them up.
It is in the 3rd minute, and a very poor piece of defensive work here as Andrew Walker drifts across field. You see the 13. If he frees it there, this player was actually calling to the men inside to watch Duckworth, but they didn't come across in time, and it was an enormous gap taken advantage of by Andrew Walker. He's got a marvellous passing game, and Duckworth positioned his fullback beautifully to take it next to the posts. Try both Mule and Antonick, and you can see it's a good start for the Roosters. Legendary Arthur Beetson, a smile on his face very early. Restart finds Cleary, who in turns finds Lowry.
Lowry on the end of O'Brien's shoulder. Elsgood was under a cloud coming into the game, adding to their injury woes, something like 12 of them on the injured list at the moment. That is Rigon. Sydney City 6 points to 0. Try for Cleary converted by the same player, Barnhill then. Walker comes in and Ricketson is there to run off him on the right of the ground. 35 metres out from the Crushers line for Garlick, and then Walker to the air. A couple of the chasers look to be fractionally offside, and it is Shifkovsky who played it, and then Watson on the second tackle now for the Crushers. Now, yeah, they were onside. I just thought for a moment one or two of them might have been fractionally offside. Some news on Ben Duckworth with Steve Roach.
Yeah, he's filled in beautifully there for the Sydney City side over the last couple of weeks in the back row. I know that he's off contract at the end of the year. Rabs, he would look sensational in that black and gold jumper.
Michael Egar. And now Prothero. Well, I was going to say that's a good pass out the back, but it's finished up with one of his former teammates. Talking of former teammates, Gaffey, of course, left this club to go to the Crushers and then back to Sydney City. That's him playing it now. Lowry is with it, that right arm heavily taped. Walker into the arms of Ricketson and across for Barnhill, who tries to fend away from Antonick.
I think I'm right in saying, Ray, that Nigel Gaffey has played in a grand final victory with the Canberra club as well.
Yes, you're right. Duckworth now. So, in fact, he's playing with his fourth club. And Walker then off the right boot, goes high and across the park. A bit of jostling as they go for it, but the penalty has been given to the South Queensland side. Interference, I think, on one of the players trying to take it. Well, he may have done that. He may have signalled inside the 10. So Sean Hampstead ruling Sydney City in front of the kicker and coming inside the 10. And they lose it on the first tackle. Well, they can't afford to do that. Already the scoreboard shows them in deficit to the tune of 6 points. And giving it back on the first tackle is a no-no. Elsgood, 40-metre line underneath him as Lowry is able to stand, looks back, prepared to give it. Had a wretched off-season. I was reading about him today, Jason Lowry. As Barnhill comes in out wide, Rigon underneath that tackle on the Crushers' 30-metre line. Back and across then for Ricketson. Nathan Wood wearing the number 7 for Sydney City, passing across for Walker to run. Gaffey to come in. Gaffey is 15 or 16 metres away on tackle number 5. And a shocking pass. Ricketson still able to get the kick in. which indicates the Crushers didn't come up all that well. Batted down, but Cleary was offside. 6 points to 0, 8 1/4 minutes gone.
And the poor pass from dummy half might have thrown the chasers out a little bit here. In front of Ricketson. Tchaikovsky flies for the football. He gets impeded by one of the Roosters players, so another penalty. Some good reading in defence out wide for the Crushers from their centres. Matt Toshak and Michael Egar have slid very well. There's Toshak coming from North, Michael Egar, the Newcastle side. They're going to be very important this afternoon.
Hudson, another of those players that has given service to the opposing club tonight. That's a good tackle by Hermanson on Bickerstaff. Come back down on the short side. Craig Wilson's kick, and a knock-on has been found there from Retchless. So the scrum will go down. It'll be a loose head and feed for Sydney City. Tomorrow we go to Carrara for Western Suburbs and the Gold Coast Chargers.
Mate, very impressed with Hermanson and Lowry start with the game. Both got the ability to offload. And, I reckon they could create a few problems around the middle of the rucks there, because Craig Teevan, he had a little bit of an ankle problem there early at one stage, and hopefully for the Crushers he's okay.
Ricketson picked off in defence by Michael Egar. Hermanson and Lowry, of course, the props for Sydney City. Disadvantaged by the representative scene the way it is, and they're both keen to make the rest of the world side, which is a match set down for July. Lowry is with it now. Garlick, and then Wood back with a high ball for Duckworth to give on the inside, and Hermanson succumbs to the tackle on 5, and then from Wood, and now Walker stabs it, and back there beautifully placed was Dave Watson.
Read it very well, the fullback. He was already heading across in that direction before Walker put the ball through. And he's a key member of this Crushers outfit. He's missed a fair bit of this season with injury. He's one of the classier players in the side, and really in attack, they would be expecting him to play like an extra halfback.
Well, Sterl, I think the Crushers are doing quite well, actually, because the Sydney City have had plenty of ball, mate, at the moment. And mate, they're working overtime in defence at the moment, but it can take its toll after a while.
Watson coming into his back line, and that is Toshak, former North Sydney centre. Hudson into the waiting hands of Antonik, and his kick has gone straight down to Ivan Cleary, so Cleary is able to bring it back 25 metres, and Sydney City almost getting it back on tackle 1 to the halfway mark. Duckworth is putting a little step into his work as he approaches the defence. Sean Garlick, the captain. Nathan Wood cutting out Ricketson, floating it across for Rigon, and he's about 35 metres away from the Crushers line. Sydney City leading 6-0 as Barnhill takes the defence and then drops it down behind. It comes away for Ricketson and then to Duckworth. They cut out Lowry, pick up Walker. Walker goes across again. Cleary comes back on the angle, and he's put down by Rexless over the top of Antonik underneath to play the ball back for Elsgood. And Elsgood is about 3 or 4 metres further down ground on the 5th tackle, and the kick will come off the boot of Walker high into the air across the park, and that's the mistake that Sydney City were hoping for from Tchaikovsky.
But a pretty good catch of the football there as well. You see here that well, there was some other people around. He had a good catch at it, and it's just popped out. Still Retchless slow getting across to the scrum. He was hurt on this side of the field. You're going to think that the Roosters are going to be very difficult to hold out here with another set of 6, and as Trevor's pointed out, they've had a lot of possession in this game.
Sydney City will be hard to hold out. First tackle, 10 metres out from the line. Referee getting in the road, just jolted the attack a little bit. That's the second now, with Duckworth told to play it. A frustrated look on his face as Lowry takes the third play to within about 7 metres of the line. They're coming back towards the centre of the ground with Nathan Wood. Then Walker. Walker across now for Gaffey. Gaffey gets a pass away. The Crushers have come up with it through Hudson. Well, you'd have to think that that goes down as a try that probably would have come on the next couple of tackles.
Mate, we have Don Saunders coming.
Oh! Sorry. Yeah. There was another axe out there.
Mate, we got Don Saunders on for Matt Toshak, who just seemed to have limped off. Hopefully he doesn't look too bad. Hopefully he can come back on later.
Yeah, Matt Toshak might have just seen that hit from Terry Hermanson.
You reckon he might stay off, mate?
So the Sydney side with Elsgood trying to beat Hudson on the outside. Steve Rage, you've got a comment on Dave Watson?
Yeah, no disrespect to the Crushers halves. At the moment, they're going pretty well, but I would have thought that he's a player that you've got to get the football into his hand. He'd be better suited at 5'8". He can attack, and probably the only player on their side that can really damage the Sydney City side at the moment.
Here's Ricketson now. Garlick, no markers, and runs the ball at Nutley, it is, Danny Nutley. Barnhill cut out, Rigon. The ball carrier, solid defence from Egar. And also Shivkovsky. Now for Wood. See that all that much? Somebody filling in for Andrew Walker. He's with it now, Walker, but it went backwards. No, Hampstead said that it went forward. All right, well, we'll put a scrum down. We'll also take a break. It's 6 points to 0, Sydney City over the Crushers. Sydney City side of halfway from Nutley. It's gone across, and Wilson gives a long pass, but Hudson had to go back to recover. And he's 15 metres into the opposition territory on the 5th tackle. The kick coming, and off the boot of Craig Wilson. Saunders out on the field now as Trevor Gilmeister. Is it Meister, or whatever it is? Trev?
Do your best, Rabs.
Thank you. Strong defence by the Crushers, pushing them back. 59 tackles they've been asked to make, up against 36 for the Roosters. And Garlick allowed to run. Rigon.
As I said before,
versatility
sorry,
tonight.
mate. As I said before, mate, Lowry and Hermanson getting a couple of balls away, and Lowry just got another one away, and it's going to create a bit of problems for the Crushers, I think.
Barnhill. Garlick looking on the blind side and picking up Duckworth. Just holding it out there in 2 hands in front of him. And then Walker stabbing at this time, and fielding almost at mid-wicket was Hudson. He took it nicely, brings it back.
Steve Roach made the comment earlier that he thought maybe Dave Watson should have been in the 5'8" position. I thought Watson might be back at fullback because of the quality of the Roosters' kicking game. It's really been a stray tonight. Andrew Walker hasn't hit them well at all. That was another indication of not finding the mark that he wanted. Now another penalty towards the Crushers to relieve the pressure. Their last tackle play with the kick, it hasn't been what I'm sure Phil Gould would have been looking for.
Well, mate, it can be frustrating too. The Roosters have been down here for a long time, or in the Crushers' territory. Mate, put up plenty of kicks. I think the boys have done quite well to hold them out at this stage.
Teban sending Clinton O'Brien to the 20-metre line, and Teban pinching a further 7 or 8 metres. Now they're only 10 metres out, and by far and away their best opportunity. They haven't seen this area of the ground. The Crushers with Watson from dummy half. Nutley hits the line. Watson, Wilson, Saunders, and into touch.
And still had a couple of tackles up their sleeve, gone over the sideline on the 4th. Tremendous hit front on from Andrew Walker on Solid Jinkin. And then this next play really gave Don Saunders no room to move at all. A strong tackle from Jack Elsgood. A couple of good plays leading up to that. A strong pass to start with from Clinton O'Brien. Another good dummy half run from Tevan, had them in good position. Unfortunately, they relinquished possession before the last tackle completed.
Julian Troy in that pack of forwards, taking the place of Terry Hermanson. This is Gaffey. And the clock nearing 19 minutes gone. As Elstood is flung down, and they've been there too long, which is the simple version of the reason for the penalty. And Sydney City, with this converted try to Ivan Cleary that came at the 3rd minute, leading the Crushers, and there's the penalty. On replay, defence there too long. As Walker gets a kick off to find the touchline, 10 metres on his own side of halfway. Lowry and Troy. With Troy to play the ball. Garlick comes back down the blind. And Ricketson, the ball runner. Now Garlick to the open side. Wood. And pinpoint accuracy on the chest of Duckworth before Rigon. Rigon getting a lot of work out in the centres. Certainly a lot more work than Nigel Gaffey. Very good player, Rigon. Underestimated. Certainly not by Sydney City, nor the City selectors, I seem to remember. As Walker puts a kick in that'll just find the dead ball line. Dave Watson back, shadowing it. And back to the 20-metre line for the restart. The Crushers anxious to get back there and get on with it. And they do that.
And that's a good sign too. The enthusiasm still there after 20 minutes of this game. Another charge here from O'Brien. He leads the hit-ups for his side. Luke Ricketson doing plenty of work for the Roosters as Prothero leaves the field. Actually, it's almost difficult to remember Luke Ricketson being in the centres, which is where he was a couple of seasons ago. Made the transition very nicely to the back row.
That is Mule. Toshak's got a problem, Steve Roach.
Yeah, it's a knee injury. They need him out there. They're still working on him. They hope to have him back.
Teevan. Cover a bit of ground, Craig. Took the dummy half, his job. And eventually the kick across the ground has found the touchline 12 metres out.
And a very clever kick it was. He picked the ball up. He was looking for some support on the outside. And he got a tough kick away. He still managed to pick up 20 or 30 metres. That was very, very skillful, what we just saw there from their captain.
Of course, it all had a very slow starting, too, for Craig Teevan. He was a mile away from the play of the ball, and he realised there wasn't a dummy half there. His name would get the black mark alongside it if he didn't make it. He did that and still was able to get the kick on.
And he had to make an adjustment halfway through it and did it beautifully.
It's just we did put a wrap on him, didn't we?
Well, he needs a big game tonight, doesn't he? You know, he'd be disappointed that he's not in Paul Vorton's 17. He was a real star for them 2 years ago when they took out the State of Origin. And he'd have been looking forward to being involved in the camp, which is going on at the moment. And I'm sure that he hasn't written himself off for the remaining 2 Origin matches.
Troy did well. Now Nathan Wood tries to dance his way through the middle of the ruck. 7 or 8 metres on his own side of halfway. With Garlick offloading for Walker. A couple of paces before Cleary comes into the line. Rigon, I'll tell you what, I made the point about Rigon. He's getting a lot of ball out there, but Egar, the centre, has been very strong in defence for the South Queensland Crushers. 6 points to 0 then. It's Sydney City over South Queensland.
Australia.
Here's Watson as we welcome you back. Friday night football, and the split round, of course, gives the opportunity for us to see some of the clubs that are wallowing at the bottom of the table. This is Bickerstaff. Crushers have had an unhappy year since they bowled over Parramatta in round 2. And here they are tonight. They're up against one of the top guns. They're down 6 points to 0, but those points came after 3 minutes, so they've really been there for the last 20 minutes and matching it blow for blow with them, whilst doing a lot more tackling. And from the bench comes Dale Shearer now.
Interesting to see where Rowdy comes in to the Roosters lineup. Tremendous utility player, and he could go on at fullback or at 5'8" in the centres. He has played halfback this year, so he's got them all covered.
20-metre line. Sydney City's end. Queensland on the Gold Coast tonight, Trevor. What do you think they'd be doing?
Mate, they'd be having a very quiet night, I'd say.
Yeah.
Fatty'd be probably reading stories to him home in bed now.
That's right. Yeah.
He told us on the footy show Thursday night some macrame tonight, probably a little bit of Yahtzee later on, just to liven things up a touch.
I'm sure he will.
Elsgood, Wood, Gaffey, Walker.
Probably at Jupiter's.
Rigon.
That's a certain bet.
Ricketson thought about giving it to Lowry and then probably thought, well, hang on, this touch judge might not be blind. Walker goes down that side. Barnhill joins in. Rigon has tried. I'll just check his hit up, Rigon. But again, that man was on top of him, Eager. And giving him no space at all as Duckworth offloads.
He's taken the ball 8 times, Rigon, and that's equal to the best in the side, along with Ricketson.
Wood then down the short side. Duckworth puts it on the boot. Came off the backside of one of the Crushers. And eventually Hudson comes back with it. Quick exchange of possession.
Mate, it's been a good contest down on these wings with Jason Hudson and Jack Elsgood. Mate, they're both tremendous athletes, and they're both trying to get on top of each other at the moment, and I think it's pretty even.
Hudson is an interesting player from many points of view, but when I first saw him play, I think he was playing much closer to the ball. Very, very adroit stepper. Here's half a break. And the Crushers, they went to offload. He tried to suck it back in if he could. It was Aaron Mule.
The penalty will go their way. I think we'll find that one of his support players was taken out. Interesting to see which Roosters player is called. Lowry steps up, he turns around. Let's have a look at the break. Straightened up nicely, Mule. In between a couple of Roosters defenders. Garlick missed him. And I think Nathan Wood was the player responsible. But I think we've got Duckworth called out. Mistaken identity for mine.
Crushers opting against the shot for goal, which would have been pretty much straight in front and 31 metres out. This is Nutley. Shearer's gone on. Wood has come off. Teven a dummy half on the right for Antonick. Retchless there with Walker. Coming over the top, Hermanson. Chance for the Crushers. They've knocked back an opportunity for 2 points. Antonick's a couple of metres out.
Chance to the left so they can get quick ball.
That's where they're coming. And Mule's pass goes to ground. They let them off. They let them off without even a battle.
I can't understand why Dave Watson would be heading back inside. They'd established a 4-on-3 overlap, and he nullified that by going back inside. They've got good numbers and good depth, and he goes back in. Look at Elsgood. He's the widest man, and he's got 2 Crushers players outside him.
Lowry giving a short ball for Hermanson, who puts it down. Craig Wilson goes away with it. Barnhill comes at him. They come together, the big men. And I've got a feeling the defence came off on the wrong side of the ledger. This is Nutley. So the Crushers get another opportunity. Teven. This is Prothero. And they're 8 metres out from the line. Back on the right for Antonick. Decoy drifting across the ground. Mule in for Egar. 9 metres out. Now let's see what they can do. Craig Wilson, the ball player. Watson. Walker came up. Watson did. Wilson did well. Saunders gets a pass away. Shearer comes at him. Hudson is with it, but they've got him.
They bombed another one. Bickerstaff going back inside. They had to score.
Wilson. Across the park, hoping the bomb will do the trick, and they had a chance. Now Rigon is into some space, not held, just outside the 30-metre line. Well, the Crushers have had at least 2 opportunities and they put them both down.
Well, we saw some brilliant work from Craig Wilson at the other end of the ground, and that should be play on. The Crushers getting the ball there. No, in fact, the Roosters have got it back, and he's blown up Ben Duckworth. He's looking for more support as Shearer throws it behind Nigel Gaffey. Very poor football from both teams at the moment.
Dale Shearer in jumper 15. 12 metres. His own side of the halfway. Half an hour of the game gone. And Phil Gould would be probably disappointed with the performance from the Roosters, even though they are in front. Antonek. Watson. More and more spending his time in the back line. Egar. Teevan. Retchless. Nutley. Centre of the ground. 40 metres out from the line. Teevan again. Wilson comes in. Second runner picks up the ball. Hudson stepping away from Barnhill. He's got an electrifying step, Hudson. And a penalty called for, not given. Antonek wide from Mule, picking up Watson. Watson for Egar. Egar back for Mule. Inside the 20. Got a chance here. Oh, he'll go right through and score. Well, Aaron Mule has stepped and beautifully left them grabbing at mid-air. Former Queensland under-19 rep. Joined the Crushers from Redcliffe.
He's having a good game, and not just because of this try, but what about the light stepping? Back inside, Jason Hudson, he set up play by this side-stepping run. He actually tripped over at the end of it. And then Mule, as they go to the right-hand side, just comes back inside, throws the pass there to Watson. Egar does well to attract 2, and from 25 metres out, he beats a couple. Jason Lowry, and then he's nearly hit the crossbar with the salute. Very quick off the mark, and let's just have a look at who he beats. Duckworth's gone. Wood comes across, and finally Lowry doesn't even get close. He goes for the ankle tap at the end.
Well, mate, I'd like to say that I helped him out here at the Crushers, but he's only a young fella, just come through now this year. And as you said, mate, electrifying pace there.
So right in front, 9 metres out for Clinton Shivkovsky. 52%, so he hasn't been hitting them with a great deal of accuracy. This will bring them level. Not far in front of half-time. 9 minutes to the break. And a very purposeful attempt. Straight between the uprights. 6 points all, the Crushers and the Roosters at Suncorp Stadium. Sydney City restarting. Let's go down to the sideline. Steve Roach.
The Crushers will be certainly growing in confidence. They're not having any trouble making breaks, but their problem has been all year that they haven't been able to concentrate for the full 80 minutes. And then I'm sure that's what their coach will be saying to them at half-time. They're getting on top in this game.
Nutley. Teevan. Plenty of yards starting to present themselves close to the play the ball area. Wilson. That's Bickerstaff.
Jason Sinclair on for the Roosters in 17. Last tackle now for the Crushers, and Wilson picks it up from dummy half. Will find touch again.
Well, the scrum will pack about 15 metres out from the Sydney City line. Very much on top in this game. The Roosters early. But the last 15 minutes, as the tackle count starts to level out, has seen the Crushers come back. And in spite of their mistakes, they're level on the scoreboard. Well, Dale Shearer, he was only there for him.
He didn't get much time, did he? Nathan Wood back at half. As Elsgood nearly slides through centre field. With good numbers to the left. Fairly slow play. The ball didn't help matters.
Dale Shearer hardly had time to deliver a message. Unless it was only a short one. Ricketson to the halfway, driving defence. Pat on the back there for the try scorer, Aaron Mule. Cleary coming onto a nice pass from Barnhill. 39 metres away from the South Queensland line. Nathan Wood and then Duckworth. Lowry gave him a decoy. Sinclair looking back on the inside. The ball in the one hand from Sinclair. And the last tackle from Ricketson. They go across. Barnhill's got to kick it. And a nothing kick, really. Shifkowski.
Good run back from Shifkowski. A complete breakdown in communication on the last tackle for the Roosters there. Ball was thrown to two men who aren't normally kickers. In the end, Barnhill got a pretty poor kick away. This bloke here, Danny Nutley's done some good things since coming on.
Mate, he's another Redcliffe junior, Danny. And a couple of Redcliffe boys here. With Coach T. Bleakley actually being an old Redcliffe boy himself. Played many games for Redcliffe, and a little bit of a family tradition there with the boys.
Antonick placing it well, and they'll have to hurry. I don't think they're going to get it back. No, that's a good piece of work, particularly the chase from the Crushers.
These two halves for the South Queensland side are doing a marvellous job out there tonight. Antonick gets the best kick in of the game so far. The Roosters' kicking game has been, I think, atrocious. The expectations I have of them in that department. And Aaron Mule, well, he looks to be a real find.
Four minutes out from half-time, and good drop kick from Walker. Hudson goes back, though, and that's not a bad effort either. He made 21 metres before he found the defence. Oh, gee, that was a big shoulder by the 16 from Sydney City, Scott Logan. Just inside the 20-metre line. Wouldn't they love to go to the break? In front, Egar beats one, swivels from another. The ball on the ground for Antonick. Spun across for Wilson. Here's danger. Saunders for Hudson. Hudson runs into Elsgood. Elsgood tries to let him know who's boss. Away now and on into the arms of Nutley again. Nutley running strongly. 9 metres out from the line. Teeman looks back on the left. Wilson is there. Goes back with a kick onto the right. They'll get the jump and they'll score! Shifkowski got the jump on them. Left up above Greg Burke, and the Crushers will go to half-time in front.
Beautiful kick there from Craig Wilson. He actually signalled across that he was going to kick that way for his chasers. See him there, put the arm up. He's on the left-hand side of the ruck, keeping players on that side. And the kick is a beauty. They've timed their run perfectly, and he flies high. Shifkowski, normally a fullback. Good pair of hands. And they said how much they'd love to be in front at half-time. They will undoubtedly be that. Their confidence will be sky high. Bleakley will just say we need another 40 like we've seen in the first.
Shifkowski, mate, he's a good find. A little bit of drama there at one stage, but geez, he's playing well at the moment. His confidence is getting bigger and bigger, and I reckon he's just going to go, from strength to strength at the moment. And, the Crushers, they'll need this, and as I said, they'll get better and better. And it's good to see Clinton O'Brien at the moment. He's going quite well, and he's taking them forward with Steele Retchless. And Craig Teeman's finding some more yards, of course.
This is quite a historic kick for Clinton Shifkowski. He needed 7 points coming into the game to become the Crushers' record holder for most points in a season, eclipsing Tony Kemp in 95, Travis Norton in 96. They share the record with 38. He's already scored 6 tonight. This will make it 8, and he will become, in a season, the biggest point scorer for the club in their short history. Left eye has taken a knock, strikes it, and he's got the record. 12-6 the Crushers over the Roosters. 37th minute.
He's got the record in what is a major controversial year for him, of course. He's doing everything right tonight on the football field, and there you can see the joy Mule was ecstatic when he got his first try. The fist was raised. This time the ball's gone 20 feet in the air. A lot of joy out there for the Crushers at the moment. I think they can sniff a victory here if they can keep it going.
Walker's kick sailing perilously close to the sideline. And it's with the South Queensland side and Egar. He mightn't look like a standout player, Egar, but I repeat, he's been so strong in defence tonight, and he played a major part in the try scored by this fellow Mule. I think he's been very close to their best player.
Yeah, I was surprised when he left Newcastle, actually. Thought he might have seen a chance in the centres there. Little kick over from Wilson, might find a bit of space. Cleary coming across, but he'll find touch instead. A nice little play there from the Crushers. I think they caught the Roosters by surprise there with only seconds to go in this first half.
They're playing confidently, aren't they? The blue and gold side.
Well, the good thing there was that Craig Wilson ran the ball to the line and brought the defence up. And that enabled him to find a little bit of space.
So there's the hooter in the background. No more time in the first half available. And a very good half from the Crushers. 2 tries to 1. They trailed 6-0 after 3 minutes. And they've come back. And now they're in the ascendancy. We will take a break and then we'll come back to see if South Queensland side can continue as the leaders over the more illustrious Sydney City. 12-6 at half-time. Friday night football.
Sometimes half-time can be the worst thing that can happen to a team. It'll be interesting to see if that's the case with the Crushers.
So Andrew Walker starts the second half for us. Friday night rugby league around the nation on the 9 network. This is the Optus Cup round 12. The Crushers went down in a decisive victory by Sydney City at the football stadium in the corresponding match of the opening of the Optus Cup Premiership. Watson sprinting away. Duckworth didn't put him down. Lowry has to make the tackle. Garlick comes in as well. And the Crushers taking it up towards the halfway line. Quick passing, rapid fire stuff, and Retchless is to the halfway line. Teven unloads. And this is Bickerstaff to the short side. Wilson. Of course, Craig Wilson spending all that time at North Sydney, playing mostly off the bench. And he's come here not only looking to be in the run-on side, but to, I would imagine, further emphasise his own talents. Jason Lowry hitting it up and then heading back in behind the play the ball, aiming it at the small halfback, Antonick. Hermanson does something similar, and he's picked off in defence by Saunders. Now for Nathan Wood, and this is Ricketson. Ricketson away from Bickerstaff's tackle, put down eventually by Prothero. Walker's kick on 5, down into the corner, rolling away and getting across the touchline without touching the corner post.
Gee, this is an interesting decision, this one. Let's just have a look at it. I would have thought that's in the field of play and should have been a scrum.
Well, to be honest with you, I thought that's what was going to happen. In fact, I watched the replay with everybody else and then looked back to get the shock on my life and find that it was out on the 20-metre line. So he must have ruled that the ball grazed the corner post, which is part of the in goal. That's the fellow that had the call. And he must have indicated to the referee that the ball grazed the corner post. And here they are making half a break, but it's come unstuck. Sydney City let off there by the Crushers, which has happened a few times in the match. This was the break.
Antonick sliding through. It's quite amazing the amount of times we've seen the Crushers throw the ball straight to a Roosters defender tonight.
Mate, very impressed with Clinton O'Brien coming back into the game. made some good things with the ball, and his defence is very solid.
Garlick makes a break, Trevor. Sorry to interrupt. Here's Cleary with the ball now. On the 5th, and he comes up without the ball, but a penalty has found the sin bin for Antonic, the halfback.
Yeah, I think he's overreacted there. A touch. I don't think it deserved 10 minutes. I think that Antonic was making a fair effort to get up. I don't know whether he pushed the football out or not. If he has, then he's got every right to go to the bin.
No, I think he milked it, mate, himself.
Yeah, my initial reaction was that he was probably a little bit hard done by.
So, Sydney City are going to take the 2 points. 6 points in arrears. We'll go to Steve Roach for his dressing room report from half-time in just a moment, but right now we've got Cleary from right in front. He converted his own try way back in the 3rd minute, and this penalty was given to him again at the 3rd minute of the 2nd half. He does that. He raises the flag. So 12 points to 8. The Crushers in front. And this is why it happened, and keep in mind now that the Crushers are down to 12 men.
Yeah, he's actually hit the football out of the hands of Ivan Cleary, so I guess he did make the referee's mind up for him. But what an important 10 minutes coming up now. Roosters very, very capable of running in some quick tries against a shortened defence.
Keep in mind, had they have strung a few passes together, they would have been threatening the Sydney City line at the other end of the park. So it's, as we've said many times, a crazy game. Steve Roach on the sidelines.
Yeah, well, the Crushers, they were very happy with the defensive effort in the first half. They're just having a few problems one-on-one, just on the fringe. The coach said, make sure that you concentrate there. He said, make sure we stop Jason Lowry and also Hermanson's offloads early in the tackle count. That'll harm their full set of 6. He said, look, we're putting plenty of pressure on them. We're making breaks and we're in good field position, but we're giving the footy back to them with silly passes. While for Eastern Suburbs, Phil Gould wasn't too happy at half-time. He said, lift intensity in defence. The game goes for the full 80 minutes. You were dominated early, and you dropped off. Let's get back to our kicking game with Walker being the man to do the kicking. We must lift early in the second half and go on with it.
All right, Steve, thank you for that. And you would have seen a mistake from Sydney City that has placed the Crushers on the attack. Sola Jinkin in jumper number 16. Ball played there by Shivkovsky, and a cross for one of the try scorers, Mule. Watson. Now a running Clinton O'Brien. 5 metres out, 5th tackle. Saunders, Wilson. They've got one try off it. He's looking for Shivkovsky again, and he's got him. He's nailed him beautifully again.
Oh, this is Tony Lockett stuff from Craig Wilson. He just sees Paul Kelly out wide and puts it on his chest. Deja vu at the other end of the field. And he's getting plenty of time to kick, although he did get flattened as he kicked the football. And really, you see there that the number 5, Greg Burke, just was badly positioned. He misjudged where the kick was going to come down, not so Shivkovsky. And he snuck around the back, a la Sean Hoppy, to score the try.
Not getting much cover, though, is he, by the same token, that the ball catcher for the Sydney City side.
And that's difficult to do, but when you're kicking so wide, there's only a couple of players who really can get there.
Well, mate, you've got to go back to Clinton O'Brien. A couple of great tackles early, made the mistake, and all of a sudden, the Crushers score. You can't do much more than that.
Oh, you reckon I've wrapped even? What about Clinton O'Brien?
Mate, I tell you, he's having a big... He started the game real well.
He's having a super game.
Sensational.
Well, Shivkovsky started out the night looking for the club record of most number of points in a season. He certainly eclipsed that. His 2nd try. And 12 points, his personal total for the game.
And what a bonus for the Crushers, scoring while they've got a player in the sin bin. That was where the Roosters would have been looking to take advantage of. So that's a big blow in defence of the Crushers, with Antonic in the bin.
Shivkovsky, 13 metres in from touch. 19 metres out. 16-8. Now it becomes a very tall order for the Sydney side. Shivkovsky misses. 16 points to 8. They've extended their lead. And welcome back at ANZ, at Suncorp Stadium.
You got the right city, Ravs.
Yeah, I'm going punch drunk. I'm going to put myself on the electoral roll up here. Sologinkin. How do you pronounce that, Peter? You seem to be a master with words.
Sologinkin, I would imagine that he's some relation to Ben Sologinkin, who plays at Penrith. Big front rower there.
North Queensland boys. Good to see.
Bickerstaff. Teven. Nathan Wood lifting in defence from marker. Speared back for Craig Wilson's kick. He's very much become the conductor, Craig Wilson. Nothing new for him. And a great chase by Egar. Cutting down Greg Burke. Cleary. There's a look of frustration on the faces of some of the Sydney City players. Sinclair. Lowry. Put a good set together here with one out stuff. Nathan Wood on the halfway. Duckworth. Carried the football 50 metres. This is the last. Walker. Now, will they get back? Watson's got Walker on him. Oh, gee, I tell you what, that was dangerous from Watson.
He's tried to pass it.
He has tried to pass it.
What a joke.
Oh, I know it was important to get back in the field and play. I don't know if it was this important.
I mean, I know about confidence, but this is ridiculous. Try to put a flick pass out the back.
Well, spectacular stuff here from Dave Watson. Fortunately for his side, it's the same result as it would have been with him being tackled. Then trying to get the flick pass to Shivkovsky, it went over the sideline, and the line dropped out results.
South Queensland coach, he just fell off his chair. Now, this is a very bad restart and a great piece of field possession for Sydney City. Look at Lowry. Big run by Jason Lowry. 12 metres out from the line. They've got numbers coming on the right of the ground. Handed down by Sinclair for Wood. Close to the sideline, 5 out. Their defence hasn't been tested for a while, the Crushers. Shearer puts in a kick. This might bring a penalty. No, he says play on. And Hudson gets it back.
Well, it would have been a great play if it came off from Dale Shearer. It didn't, so it's a pretty dumb play. Up against 12 men, it was only the third tackle. He stayed on the ground. I think he was trying to milk the penalty. The referee had a great view of what went on. There's a good break now made by Prothero, still going.
Rigon's riding him to the ground. Watson. Wilson. Richless. Oh, they're dropping off their tackle, Sydney City. 35 metres out from Sydney's line. Mule away for Egar. And Rigon again called on to make the tackle. This is the last. Wilson comes in. Kick goes across. And Elsgood gets underneath and keeps the eyes on it.
Mate, Sydney City doing a bit tough here at the moment. Crushers, mate. I reckon they're going to get another try here. Big defence here from a couple of the boys, and mistake by Sydney City. Here we go. Oh, I'm a genius.
What a brilliant piece of commentary by Trevor Gilmaster.
It wasn't a bad rap for himself at the end. Hang on, was Clinton O'Brien involved in that somewhere?
Must have been.
Here's young Anthony coming Back to the sideline, can't have long to go. It's been a big effort from the Queenslanders. There comes the young halfback now, so they're back to their full complement.
Sean Hampstead, the referee here tonight, of the young breed of referees. And I see that Kelvin Jeffs has got the State of Origin whistle on Wednesday as the Crushers get a little sniff of another try. Hudson coming off the left of the ground, working on the opposite side. Antonek has just come out of the sin bin. Teven and Mule runs straight at Ricketson. Teven. Retchless. Unloading. Prothero's got a big gap. Oh, it was like a passageway. It was a guard of honour. And he's gone in to score.
Still Retchless, some art the beats and stuff there. I saw him score a couple of weeks back with the kick. He's got all aspects of the game covered. It's a cut-out pass here. He goes into them. As he takes Mort and we freeze it there, you can see the player on the inside for the Roosters. This man here comes up too quickly, and that opens up the gap in the middle. I think it's Barnhill. And Mark Prothero, he'll never score an easier try. And Trevor Gilmeister, he is a genius. He's just told us so, and we've got to believe him now.
Well, not only that, he said that they would put on a couple of big hits, they would come up with possession, and another try was in the offing.
I've got to apologise, it wasn't David Barnhill. He was the man trying to make the tackle. It was Dale Shearer who went up too quickly on the inside. You'll see him right of screen. There he is slipping over, and he opened the gap up.
Well, Sterlo, I think it's reverse of the first half. Hermanson and Lowry getting plenty of balls away. Then all of a sudden, the front rowers for the Crushers, O'Brien and Retchless. Now, they're looking really good at the moment. And I'm real confident.
Mate, I've got to say, he did tip an upset at the beginning of the program. It was a big call. We got one team who's running third in the competition up against the team running last by 4 points. No wonder they love him up here, Raps. What a judge.
You keep rapping him, you won't have a job yourself.
Oh, he's not going that good.
20.
They haven't won yet.
20 points to 8. And Shivkovsky from right in front. Couple of tries. That's his third goal. 22 to 8. And Sydney City are now in heaps of froth and bubble.
And again, it came from a mistake by the Roosters in their own territory. Still Retchless, more noted as a defender than an offloader of the football. They've marked Prothero, a former Eastern Suburbs player, a very satisfying 4-pointer under the post. It's a big lead now, and the important thing about the lead is it's more than 2 converted tries.
Watson ran into the shoulder of Rigon. Now, they've just got to contain their confidence. It doesn't mean to shut the game down, but they've just got to play it close to their chest at their own end of the park and not give the Roosters even a smell. If they can do that, they will win their second game of the year. It'll be their first win over the Sydney City Roosters. Antonek. Cleary bringing it back. Prothero has been strong. He scored a try as a reward.
It was a poor kick, but a good chase there from the Crushers, and that's what they need to continue. They've done well here to play the ball down to Roosters, because they do look at their best Phil Gould's men where they can get some momentum and some quick play the balls going.
Mate, for me, Andrew Walker's been a little bit disappointing. I'd like to see him run the ball a bit more, you know, and mate, he's stepped me many a times, and I don't know whether he's carrying injury or not, but I reckon Phil Gould would be a little bit disappointed with him not running the ball at this stage.
Barnhill, actually Walker coming off the right-hand side of Barnhill, but the big man was under extreme pressure. Nathan Wood on the last, sending it down for Dave Watson. Crushers, this is what they have to do well if they're to win this game, and that is to bring it away from their own danger zone without mistake. Oh, gee, that is massive.
He's kicked out here.
We've got a problem here.
Yeah, Danny Nutley, after being poleaxed by Jason Lowry, has lashed out with his boot. I think he's gone.
We have got a problem here, or Jason Lowry has. Maybe Danny Nutley has got the problem.
Gee, I hope it was an accident.
That's a report only.
Oh, gee, well, I hope it was an accident, because if it wasn't, he should be out for a long time.
Big hit by Lowry, and then... Well, he's given the penalty to Sydney City, and that's what is the least we could expect.
That is a real benefit of the doubt.
Well, if it was intentional and we didn't get a good shot on it, with due respects to the cameraman, Barnhill from Garlick then for Wood. Are they going? No, they put it down. Gillian Troy giving it up. That is Egar. Here's Nutley again. We'll have a look at that incident on another angle. We'll do that as soon as we get a chance. Antonick. Here comes the end of the tackle count. Wilson shoveling it back down. They lose it. Watson. Barnhill's with it away. Ricketson now. 41. Cleary. Oh, that's another good tackle by O'Brien. Walker comes in on the right. Now Ricketson. No, it's not at Sinclair. 19 out. Wood. This is Ricketson. 18 away. Ooh, they're hitting hard. Logan. Wood. Walker to the 10. And then Sinclair. Oh, that's a good tackle. Saunders.
That's a great tackle.
He came up and swatted him like a fly.
Took the option of running the ball on the last tackle, but the Crushers were up to it as Hudson, who's made tremendous ground every time he's touched the football, does so again.
Bickerstaff. Yeah. This is the... no, that's the tackle there that shut down Sinclair. It was a good tackle. Takes it down to the 30-metre line. Continues a good game. Long passing. Wilson. Watson. And Hudson puts it down. That's not a knock-on, I don't think. Or yes, he's ruled it that way. I just thought it might have come off the chest of Elsgood. It went forward off the Crushers. And then I don't think it touched the hands of Elsgood. Rather, it came off his chin.
It's about time Dave Watson started running the football a little bit and not being so concerned about passing all the time. He's put some of his support players under a lot of pressure in the last 5 or 10 minutes.
Jason Lowry comes back to the bench. I don't want to prolong that point I was just making, but I think Jack Elsgood was a bit hard done by here. I think they could have played the advantage. He didn't blow up, though, so maybe he did get a touch on it. Hermanson.
Well, problem out there, I think it's Steele Retchless, is it? Very sick after that attempted tackle as Garlick. He finds Scott Logan, 42 out, so there's only 12 men in defence now for the Crushers.
Barnhill. And Wood. 22-8. 17 minutes to go, and then Walker across for Regon. And I don't know how he got that kick in, but he did. Watson comes back and beats a couple, runs into Hermanson. Shevkovsky. did the right thing. Hudson. This is what their coach would want.
It's Mark Tukey in 25, taking over halfway. Ray as Retchless back to his feet.
Do you care to pronounce that again?
That's Tukey.
Tukey, is it?
Tukey on for Nutley.
Tukey for Nutley. Wilson driving it down into the corner. Cleary stepping away from Egar, but wrapped up by Shivkovsky. Burke. Steve Roach on the sidelines.
Well, as I mentioned before, it's very important for the Crushers to concentrate. They've led 4 of their last 6 games in the second half and lost them all.
He's having some sort of game, Michael Egar.
It's hard to believe, Stephen, that they've only won 1 game.
They've played pretty well tonight, haven't they? It's been a real team effort. Everyone's put their hand up to take the ball forward. And in defence, they've done it in numbers and put the big Eastern Suburbs players on the ground. That's been the main thing.
And that's the thing, Blocker, isn't it? We've got 17 minutes to go, 22-8. You think that they're home, but their history this season, you're still thinking, well, hang on, the Roosters, they can come back maybe.
Shivkovsky. Marking across the ground, eventually taking the tackle and not passing, which is a continuation of what they have been doing well since they ran to this 22 points to 8 lead. It's not as if they're losing their temperament. They're doing everything according to plan. Tukey, is it?
It's him, and he's a real crowd pleaser.
Saunders, gee. It's like handing him a St. Vincent's Hospital. Hurt him too. He's clutching at a thigh muscle. Cleary. Elsgood. Former Manly combination. Garlick. Rigon. Troy.
Garlick really finding some support players for the double knock on here. Bickerstaff knocking on, interested to see which way the scrum feed will go. It's gone to the Roosters, so there was some sort of advantage for the Crushers here as that pass went astray. In fact, it probably wasn't a knock on. That was the first of them. Great attacking opportunity here. Centre field scrum.
Nathan Wood scampering away to the right, looking on the inside for Walker. Snuffed out by Wilson. Walker's pass for Garlick. Now it's with Ricketson. Tries to fend away from Craig Teven without success. Garlick down the blind side. And Duckworth. Garlick. Walker. Short pass for Logan.
Gaps are on the outside.
Duckworth. Ridden into the ground by Bickerstaff. Now the last. Garlick. Away for Ricketson, across for Rigon, puts on the boot, into the end goal, and there to clean up is Shivkovsky.
Well, the Roosters, mate, I think they're using the inside pass a little bit too much. Crushers very well. Their inside defence is going quite well at the moment, and they get another set of 6 here, the Roosters, and they're looking pretty confident.
Show the line drop out. Get us back with Craig Wilson. And looking to get a bit more depth than he has been. Sydney City sending Barnhill back to them. 30 metres out on the first. They need a converted try very quickly. Hermanson. Not only do they need a converted try very quickly, they would have to do it again and then again. Rigon. It would seem a forlorn hope with just on 12 minutes to go. Garlick for Wood, and Egar is there to make the tackle close to the line. Garlick goes himself, forced back, not held, got the ball away. Logan will get it over. I'm pretty sure there's been downward pressure, and Logan has given a try. Good work by Sean Garlick. 22-12.
Really, that had to come. They had that much possession, got it back through the line, drop out. Sean Garlick tried to catch them off guard, but they reacted pretty well. Unfortunately, with 2 players and 3 players in the tackle, they still couldn't stop the pass being thrown. And Dave Watson falling off the try scorer Scott Logan to raise the hopes of the Roosters. There's still time. Let's just have a look as he goes back inside Logan. He's confronted by Michael Egar, but no doubt he's got the ball down.
So Scott Logan gets the try, but very good work by his captain. Never say die stuff. This boy debuted last year from memory for the Roosters. He joined them from Logan City. And the conversion successful. So it's not impossible. Time is not in their favor. We'll find out what happens in just a moment when we come back. 22-14. Garlick. Walker looking for the chase from Greg Burke. Watson. Hudson. The wingers have worked well. They've worked intelligently. Watson's been busy. Nutley. Tukey. Oh! Tukey ran into Hermanson. And bouncing back like a squash ball off the front wall. Teven. His kick.
Good kick.
Cleary. Elsgood coming in to help. Saunders making the tackle. Elsgood. Run for himself. Gee, that pass looked forward to Nigel Gaffey. Duckworth. Now they're on the halfway line. Barnhill. Duckworth. Rigon. And then again Egar is there to shut him down. Gee, it's been a contest. Egar as a centre just made his 14th tackle. Now the kick. Oh, he's had an air swing, the Crushers defender.
6 again has been signalled, I think. Most important 6 of the match so far.
Nathan Wood. 3 metres away from that corner. Garlick for Gaffey. Walker wants it. Oh, the pass has gone to ground.
Guess who came up with the shoulder at the right time? It was Duckworth looking to run into a hole, and the number 4 for the Crushers closed it up very quickly. Been talking about them looking for the hole on the outside. This time it wasn't there. Bang. Might be a match-winning tackle, that one.
Sterlo, someone we haven't mentioned, young Nathan Anthony. He was the under-21s captain when they won the grand final 2 years ago, and I think he's having a great game. He's actually a hooker, and he's playing halfback, and geez, he's going well. He's like an extra forward for him at the moment. Very tough.
Saunders. Oh, gee, there's been some big shoulders.
Over that time.
It's become very much the tackle of the game. Who can put on the biggest shoulder charge? Watson.
Well, they really need to get a good kick away here. Stephen Wilson under pressure. He's done pretty well, but they'll still bring it back in good field position, although the bounce does favour the home team. Clearing. Heads across field, looking. The L's good, but the chase is a good one.
Time really now getting into the impossible stage. 5.5 minutes. A converted try would still leave them 2 behind. In itself, it is time-consuming to score tries. Barnhill. So I don't know that the equation allows them any opportunity, and that certainly doesn't improve it.
I want to keep harping on about it, but this is as good a contest as I've seen all season. The number 4 for the Crushers and the 3 for the Roosters. Egar up against Rigon. They have just thrown themselves at each other all night.
It's not a matter of raving on about it. I mean, you've really got to sit back and enjoy two fellows that sort themselves out and take it right down to the wire. But it has been an outstanding individual clash. 16 is Solid Jenkins. She's not given him some pronunciations tonight, Trevor.
Also, Rabs, we've got to give the forwards a rap. I think, you know, like Retchless and Clinton O'Brien up against Hermanson and Lowry. You know, young Danny Nutley's come on as well, and I just think they've all gone really well. You know, here comes Danny Nutley off now with Matty Bickerstaff coming on, giving him a bit of a breather, and hopefully the Crushers, with a bit of luck here, can see out the next 3.5 minutes.
They're good, these old front rowers, aren't they? They stick like glue. You get Blocker talking about the merits of a game. He doesn't sound any different than Gilmeister. All they can see are the bookends.
Well, Rabs, you've got to wrap all the backs, mate. We've got to get the forward to start.
Enjoyed working with you. We'll do it again. Now it's across. Solid Jenkins. 15 out, centre of the park. An 8-point break. South Queensland Crushers about to win their second of the year, and that puts the last nail in the coffin. Bickerstaff, he gets the try. The Crushers have got it.
They're safe now. 26-14 with a kick to come, and they've done it in style. This tackle there out wide, and the straight running from Bickerstaff wraps it up for the Crushers. Good ball, this one. Young Antoniuk again, and the straightness of the run was important there. And I've got to agree, Ray, with the performance we've seen tonight from the Crushers. It's amazing that this is only their second victory in 11 games of rugby league. This tackle there was from Logan, who's come up with some big hits. That was a miss out wide. Didn't have the speed to get across to take the second rower.
Well, talking to a few of the players at the Crushers, I know that they're really playing for their futures here at the moment, and with a lot of talk about mergers and things like that at the end of the year, a lot of these blokes are trying to get a start, you know, for their future, and you know, I think they've really put their hand up tonight, and you know, some of the just a great all-round performance on every player's behalf.
Now, this young man has had a memorable night. Shivkovsky, he's already scored the most number of points ever in a season by one of the Crushers. He's broken a couple of records there. Now he's going to equal, David, isn't it? The most number of points scored by an individual in a Crushers game. Hits it. He's got it. So another record falls for young Shivkovsky. Not quite, but he's equaled it, the most number of points scored by a Crushers individual in one game.
Well, we've got to realise too, Coach Steve Bleakley, he brought Matty Bickerstaff on for Danny Nutley, and he's done a great job there. Very smart.
This has been smart work by Sydney City. Sinclair. Just a deft kick-off by Walker, falling over the 10-metre line. Rigot. 15 out, but it's all too late. 28 points to 14. Last minute of the game. And that looks like a knock-on. Sean Garlick grabbed his head in his hands as if to say, oh no, there's a knock-on there. The look of despair from the Roosters captain as Duckworth loses it there. We couldn't see it clearly, but Garlick, it was like he put his hands out and said, put the handcuffs on me.
Well, fairly optimistic there from Sean. Surely he couldn't think they could score 2 converted tries in 40 seconds. But he is a competitor. And there's the face of despair. He knows that this one is gone, and it's one they would have been expected to win.
There's the hooter. Sean Hampstead calls a halt. The Crushers have won their 2nd game of the year. Parramatta. There's the coach. Not a great deal of emotion on the face, but inside he'd be very happy. Put away another one of the big guns, the Roosters, and turned around a massive defeat in the corresponding match in round 1. 28 to 14. And what a